Hi everyone, I'm feeling really drawn to have a chat with you about how important it is for you to speak up and to be heard. And I'm just curious about how many of you might be feeling either current times or maybe from the past where you feel like you can't speak up, you feel like you can't be heard and you can't share what's in your heart because you're afraid perhaps of what others might think or how it might come across, and all of those self-sabotaging thoughts that come through. The problem is, when we hide, when we hide our truth from others, when we hide our truth from ourselves, and we feel like we can't speak up, what we're doing is we're holding back on the wisdom and the knowledge and the ideas that we can share with the world. And it's so important to be able to do that. And I wonder how many of you are doing that, and it's stopping you from reaching your potential, it's stopping you from reaching the goals that you want, and it's just stopping you all round. I'm just wondering. And look, I know from my own experience, it's what got me into the work that I do. And this is, I better announce who I am. It's Kim here from the Message Muse, formerly Ultimate Speaker. And this is what it's about. I know my own journey of reaching to where I've come and where I am now. There was quite a journey of not wanting to speak up, of feeling like I needed to keep quiet, afraid of what others were thinking. And when we do this, gosh, it just holds us back. And this is what the Message Muse is all about. This is about shattering those glass walls that are holding you back from all that you can become, from finding your natural speaking voice and being able to speak your truth, to reach through that glass ceiling, break through that glass ceiling, and to be able to effectively share your message. And when I think about this, now I think of Bella, and she's fine for me to share this. Beautiful, beautiful client, gorgeous expertise, high up in corporate world, really doing amazing work. And she came to me having this absolute deep fear of being able to speak her truth. She was surrounded by, a lot of men, working with a lot of men. Not that that was a bad thing. It was just that she was feeling uncomfortable being able to express herself in that environment, even though she had all this knowledge and this wisdom. And this is the thing, when we can't speak up, and just like Bella, we hold ourselves back, and we've got all of this wisdom to share, and we hold ourselves back. We're doing ourselves a disservice, but we're also doing others a disservice. So with Bella's journey, what we did was, and she had a deep desire, she had all these creative ideas and things that she could offer to help the organization that she was with at the time, and she wasn't able to express it. So what we did was, and this is what happens when a client's working with me, is to be able to break through those confidence barriers, so they'd be able to get that confidence happening, to be able to help find their voice, find their message. Because what I'm effectively doing when I'm working with someone, and this is what I did with Bella, is to create the bridge between you as the messenger and the message that you want to get out into the world. And it's about doing it in your style. It's about doing it in the way that is naturally you, because it's not about bunging on a different persona. If you do want to step into something else, that's fine. But it's not bunging on someone else's persona. It's bringing out who you are naturally. And so, working with Bella was just amazing, because the outcome of this was that she went on. One of the very, very first things that she did was she needed to do a eulogy for her family, for friends. It was a nephew who'd passed away. And what happened was she was able to speak from her heart to, now get this, to a gathering of 500 people. There were 500 people at this gathering. So here she was, this beautiful woman, going from feeling like jelly and not feeling confident at all, shaking, to being able to deliver a eulogy to 500 people. And she said to me, it was just gorgeous, she said, I felt really confident. It was like this inner calm. and I just spoke from the heart, and I shared what was in my heart, and I did it. I just did everything that you taught me, and it just went across so beautifully. And this is what it's about. When you can really speak from your heart and you can really effectively get your message across, like Bella, whatever that is, and you do it naturally, people will listen. So out the door goes all of the judgment and all of the, I can't be heard, or what will people think, because you are naturally speaking from your heart and finding your voice, finding your message, creating the bridge. And that's what it's about. And this is what I'd love to share with you today, is just how important that is. We're talking about that now, but it's like what you can do more of to be able to create that. And one of the things is that it's about stepping into your creativity. So it's about stepping into that heart space, the right brain thinking. It's whatever you want to call it. It's just stepping in out of the head space in the part that's always thinking, who's always going to be sitting on your shoulder like a mini me or Captain Paranoia and saying, can you do this? What happened the last time? You almost tripped on, almost fell on your face, kind of thing. And it's all bleating in our ear. And what we're going to say is shut up and go right into that beautiful heart space to be able to create that. So there's some ways you can do that. Now, I'd love to share with you actually what I did today before we started this video was, you can see the LED light that's behind. Well, what I actually decided is that I needed to create the space so that I could chat with clients. And I know we're doing everything online at the moment because of what's happening, but it's about creating the space so that I go into that when I'm working with someone. And so what I did was I set up my crystals, I set up my LED light, and I created a different energy. Okay, so that's one way. I actually make LED lights. So another thing too is to get into your creative space by creating something. Now, LED light is something that I love to do. So that LED light behind, I actually made that. So I just love doing it. The texture of the glass, the colors, that really puts me in the zone to be able to come from that place of like, okay, who am I being? What am I sharing? What am I effectively saying? So this is what it's about. The other thing I do, and I pulled this out as well, is I make masks. Now, this is one that I made for my mother-in-law. She's since passed away, but I made this. I make all different types of ones, but this is what I felt for her. And my mum now has this one, but I borrowed it so I could show you. And it's just around finding what your style, bringing out that expression, because the more you step into your creativity and bring that through in that energy, the more you can express yourself in your speaking and the way that you express your message, the way you find your voice, the way you naturally bring that out. So there's some ideas for you as to how you can do this, and some of the things could be like you could journal. Like, a lot of people do journaling, right? You get yourself a beautiful journal that feels good to write in. Don't just get any sort of crappy book and write in it. Get a nice journal. Get something that feels special. You could write poetry, any type of writing, in fact. You could sing, dance, kickboxing. Neighbour of ours does boxing. She's set up her studio so that she does boxing, and that gets her into that right brain thinking, which is brilliant. What else could you do? You could do running. You could make something, cooking, baking, dancing. All of those things are anything that will take you out of in that left brain thinking into creativity. And I was actually, I'll come to it now. I was going to share something a little bit later, but I'll come to it now. One of the things that, the thing is your voice is so unique. Your voice and who you are as a communicator, as a speaker, is so unique to you. And for you to keep that hidden is a disservice to you. It's a disservice to others. When you can express yourself, when you're doing it from that place of truth and you find your voice and you feel good about expressing it, and you're in that heart space, just like Bella, where she's now walking into a boardroom absolutely full of men, and you know, just with a boardroom with just men in the room, she can now just speak from her heart, speak with that confidence. When you can do it from that place, amazing things happen. You know, reaching your goals, reaching those dreams that you've had, instead of shutting yourself down. And leads me, because this is what, when I'm working with a client, it is about, like I was mentioning before, it is about building the confidence, helping them to find their message, find their voice, be heard in their own natural style, being able to think on their feet and be able to deliver that message really effectively. And the more we can do this, the more people will listen, because we're doing it, we're speaking from that place. So working with amazing clients, and this is my gift for you, which I'd love to share now, is that working with these amazing clients has led me to shift from Ultimate Speaker into the Message Muse, hence the change. And the last few months, what I've actually been doing is, from the work I've been doing with clients, is developing communication archetypes. Now, essentially, there are 6 communication archetypes that I have discovered. Now, there might be more, but there are definitely 6. And there are essentially, when we are presenting, communicating, speaking with others, we will come into one or 3 of those categories. We're a mix of all of them, in fact, but there'll be some ones that are on top for us that we, when we're speaking from that space, creates a more authentic communication for us. We come across more authentic. We speak from that place more authentically. And so when you know what that is, then you can do this too and deliver your messages really effectively. So my gift to you, this is the gift. Because I've been developing this, what I'd love you, and it's brand new, and I would love for you to be the first to actually experience this and get a taste of this. So you're going to taste test for free. And what I'm offering is, if you'd really like to know what your archetypes are, then what I'm offering you for free is a 45-minute Zoom call with me. And what we'll do is I will help you to, just through our conversation, I'll help you identify what your top archetypes are. I'll also help you how you can step into your brave speaking so that you can really feel confident about how you're delivering your message. I'll also help you with ways to be able to speak and speak on your feet. So when someone's thrown something at you, you're able to, like, impromptu speaking. It's one of a big one. And how to actually do that, deliver your message effectively with that information. So if that sounds like it's something you'd be really, really keen to know about, let's have a chat. Click on the link, and we'll tee up a time to talk. All right, so this is Kim from the Message Muse, formerly Ultimate Speaker, and I'll look forward to connecting with you very, very soon. Okay, bye now.